Mark throws a sad face up for Micah Pittman, obviously no longer an Oregon Duck now with Florida State. Talk about the wide receivers for a moment, because that's an area we've talked about a lot in this offseason, about an area that needs to get better. What are we seeing from the wide receiver room so far through the first week?
I think Malik McClain he's going to be good.
Okay.
He's going to be good. He's going to be good. I predicted him to be wide receiver 1 heading into the season.
Okay.
Over Winston Wright, anybody. I mean, he's wide receiver 1 without a doubt. He connects. He and Jordan Travis connect the most. I mean, that's J. Trav's go-to guy. If it's after multiple reads or if it's just quick pass, they connect very well with one another. I think Malik McClain has came in and done his thing. Johnny Wilson's in another groove like he did in the spring. Micah's kind of had a slower start like he did in the spring. We'll see if things pick up for him the second week. That's whenever we saw Pittman really start to emerge as a name that is going to jump into the rotation. Johnny has been, really impressive. He's just had a few drops in the early part of fall camp, and right now he's on a consistent groove of bringing balls in. I mean, these quarterbacks love going to him because of his range, his body, his length, his wingspan. Jason, that wingspan is absolutely delicious. It's delicious. I mean, the quarterbacks love just,
Are you using my
Uber
word?
Uber Eats over there.
You are using my word. You are calling it delicious.
Yep. It's delicious. The wingspan is delicious. The ball's going right.
Perfect.
The ball, I mean, they love it. I mean, red zone, he's a threat everywhere. Johnny Wilson has definitely been impressed. And you got to give some tips off to now, Pokey Wilson. I thought that he's had a really good, consistent camp for Florida State. And, Mike mentioned him in his presser before fall camp saying he's put on 10 pounds. He's a name to watch. And so far he's a guy that's going to be in that starting group heading into Duquesne. You're in a couple of weeks, which is crazy to think. But, yeah, in a couple of weeks, I'm expecting Pokey to be out there along with Malik McClain. Still building some chemistry with some other wide receivers. A surprise, there's another surprise guy, Jason, and that's Deuce Spann. I forgot to mention him. AJ Duffy and Deuce Spann have probably been my bigger surprising guys. That has been someone that I think all of us on here, we weren't really projecting much of this upcoming season. Project player, learning a position. You love the physical parts about him. You got the speed, you got the length. He did what he needed to do at Illinois. They would go for him in just small little bits, but he'd bring down some catches. Deuce Spann has been a legitimate threat to Florida State's defensive backfield all throughout the first week of fall camp. He's connecting well with the wide receivers, and he's bringing in some deep balls down the field, and even some short intermediate routes too. He's hauling in, but you could definitely tell with the offense and Coach Atkins, and Mike Gravel, and Ron Dugans what they want to do with Spann. And I do think he's going to end up playing this upcoming season, which I wasn't expecting heading into this fall camp. And we saw tiny little bits of him doing a few things, some flashes here and there in the spring. Now there's consistent plays through every practice where Deuce Spann is sometimes wide open. And I'm sure, FSU fans will freak out and say, well, where's the defensive back? What's going on there? Deuce Spann is a special athlete. And there's a reason why Mike Norvell wants him here. And he said that he thinks he's going to be a special player for Florida State throughout the next couple of years. Deuce Spann has been a surprise to a lot of us there in attendance.